You coming to welcome me? Hi, handsome. Hi. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to another video. Today is going to be another sort of mishmash video of a bunch of different training sessions covering Merlin's first full week under saddle. So as you would have seen in one of my more recent videos about his first ride, I backed him on May 1st, and then unfortunately a couple of days later when I came out to do his second ride, we had a little bit of an incident where he spooked at a commotion outside of the arena while I was hand walking him, and as soon as I went in, I knew I wasn't going to get on because he was just way too alert, and I didn't want him to associate feelings of stress with being under saddle, and it just wouldn't have been safe. So my plan was to lead him around until he calmed down a bit and then to leave. Things had calmed down and I was hand walking him and literally just getting ready to leave when there was a big commotion outside. He got a bit nervous, took off, unfortunately went over threshold, which despite, you know, all the desensitization I've done and counter conditioning, things like that, he's still a horse, right? And he's a baby horse and things like that are gonna happen. So he took off, and unfortunately my finger, I don't know if you can see, got caught. Oh yeah, you can still see it. My finger got caught in the rein and I sprained it. Originally I thought it was broken and that I was gonna have to postpone his starting under saddle just after I had gotten going, but turns out it was only a mild sprain, and it'll be a week tomorrow that happened. Today is Wednesday, May 11th. It'll be a week tomorrow that happened, and my finger is way better. It's still, you know, it's still sprained, but I'm able to ride. Yesterday, we did his second ride, and he was such a good boy. So I will put some clips in here. Good job! So the plan for yesterday, honestly, Merlin. So yeah, the plan was just to work on getting on and off responsiveness to the forward aids, as well as steering, which is, even from the first ride, his steering was pretty good because of all the long reining we've done, and halting. And he did really, really well. There was some confusion at the start, but the difference in the 10 full minutes that I was on him was insane. My hope for tonight is just to continue the same thing, work on steering, maybe do, you know, say 15 minutes with me on him without getting off, and we'll go from there. If he tells me he's ready for a little trot, we might do that, but I'm not putting any pressure on it. I'm gonna let him tell me when he's ready to move forward. So I'm gonna get him in, tacked up, and we will rendezvous in the arena.
Wait for you if you want me to. Love is hard to find sometimes. Wrote a song about it, now I know my heart is fine. And I just hope you get them, cause I have some things now. Got another chance, but you're smoking with the windows down. Alcohol and cigarettes is early death, but something about it calms you down. Feeling so alone, never been in a city that ever felt like home. And you don't really know why. Every time that you drive, looking at the text, but it doesn't help you stop crying. You tell yourself
Good dude. Good job. Good dude. Good man. And what a good lad. Good dude. Good dude. Good dude. Very good dude. He was such a good boy. Hello friends! So as I was finishing the edit on this video, I realized that one, I hadn't filmed an outro. So I thought I would talk a little bit about the ride that I had on Saturday and then include some few clips from today's ride. This will be Merlin's, well, if I end up riding, it depends on the weather, and there's currently no one else on the property, and I don't really feel like riding a baby with no one else on the property is safe. On Saturday, I wanted to ride him with my coach around just to get her opinion on how I'm doing, my hands, my position, the way that I'm riding him, just to make sure that I'm along the right track. I have started a young horse before. There's a mare that I ride quite regularly that I started under saddle 2 years ago, but that was sort of under the guidance of my coach with every ride, or nearly every ride. So this is different in that she was there for Merlin's first ride, and then I did his second and third rides on my own, and she was there for the fourth ride. Saturday was really helpful. I was on for maybe 15-20 minutes, I think. Lots of walk, and then we also did more work on the trot, so that would have been his second ride trotting. And I didn't get a lot of footage because obviously we were focusing on getting advice and really focusing on him rather than worrying about setting up a camera and things like that. But she did film some really nice footage right at the end of my ride. So the clip you just saw would have been the note that I decided to end on. There were some issues earlier in the ride where I don't know if it was a lack of clarity from me or something like that, but he was stalling a lot. So he was sort of pausing on the brakes. So we worked on that, and the advice she gave me had to do with my hands, being super clear with my steering, as well as being super clear with my aids and making everything super, super positive. And it's not that I've been getting after him or anything like that, but it's possible that I have been a little confusing in maybe keeping my leg on too much or something like that. Hi friends, croaky voiceover Caitlin here with a super unflattering resting bitch face screenshot just to clarify a little bit about what I was saying. So it's not that I think I was being confusing, I just think maybe I wasn't being black and white enough in my aids with Merlin in my second and third rides. So with older horses, you can be a little more refined in your aids, but with younger horses, it's really important that the aids are a lot more black and white and that you only have your leg on when you need it. So in hindsight, I think that I might have been riding Merlin more like I would an older horse rather than making my aids super black and white, which probably was causing his uncertainty or confusion, which manifested in stalling and not wanting to go forward. So the more you know. That was really helpful to hear, and after implementing that advice, he stopped stalling and we had some really lovely trot at the end, so I was really happy with that. So that was our ride on Saturday. Today, if I end up getting on, the weather's a little funky, so we've had really beautiful weather here in Ottawa the last probably 2 weeks. The last few days it's been raining, and today it was really nice, and there's I see blue sky, but over the property right now is also some pretty ominous dark clouds. The wind is picking up, so I don't know, I might just take him into the arena and do some positive reinforcement stuff with him. We'll see. So I'm back, and clearly it is a different day because it's nice out. I didn't end up riding yesterday. But we still had a very productive training session. You are so weird. Just as I tacked him up, it got very, very windy, and I decided it wouldn't be safe to ride. So what I did was I ended up tacking him up and bringing him out into the arena and throwing him on the lunge, and he'd just see what he would do with the noise, and he didn't even flinch. He went maybe 7 or 8 minutes each way, walk trot with a little bit of canter. He was so lazy I literally had to goad him into the canter, use all my voice cues, and even then he still wouldn't canter for more than half a circle. He was being so lazy. If I was a more selfish person, which admittedly in the past I would have been, I would have said, okay, he's good, now I'm gonna get on. But I stopped there, and I'm glad I did, because I think had I gotten on, he would have been overfaced. The wind picked up even more after, and the arena was even more noisy, so I'm glad I made that decision. I was always planning to ride tonight. Today's the next day. It's Wednesday, May 18th. I knew I was gonna ride because the weather looked lovely, and it was fabulous. Unfortunately, I didn't get any clips, but we just worked on the same thing that we worked on the weekend. He was way more responsive to my leg. His response to the upward transition from halt to walk was incredible. Barely any leg needed. When I say literally a tap with my heels. The halting was also really good, much improved from the first couple of rides. For trotting, this would have been his third time trotting, 5th ride overall, 3rd time trotting, was fabulous. He stalled a little bit like he did on the weekend, but not to the same extent. And it was more just him getting behind my leg rather than being unsure. And he's staying with me. So you were a very good boy, weren't you? Yeah. So anyways, we managed 3 big ovals around the arena each direction, and I am absolutely thrilled with that. So I think that's going to bring this video to an end. This has been sort of a weird mishmash of Merlin's first week-ish under saddle, first real week under saddle, because of, you know, as I mentioned in my last video, we had a little bit of an incident with my finger, which is doing a lot better, by the way. It still hurts a bit, but much more movement, which is great. Swelling has gone down. So I'm gonna leave this video here. I'm gonna keep using YouTube as a way to make videos about his under saddle journey. I probably won't go into as much detail about every ride as I did in this video. I think the first, 5 or 6 rides are often the most exciting. So the next video that I make about him being under saddle will probably be his first canter. I'm not sure when that will be. I'm letting him take it at his pace, and if that's not for another month, that's fine. But I do have some other ideas planned in my brain that I'm excited to make. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm literally having so much fun making these videos, and I hope you're having fun watching them. To anyone who has subscribed, thank you so much. It really does mean the world from both me and this goofball. We really do appreciate it, don't we? He's like, I just want my food. I don't know my fruits. It's a TikTok reference for anybody. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.